Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of Galactic Era. Thanks to Janning, the designer who is watching over me in this playthrough, I was able to figure out some of, let's say, some rule scoofs. Nothing entirely bad, so that's the good news, but definitely something I need to walk you through before we get back to the gameplay. I think the real goof I made was in respect to the last placement of those slaver ships down here. I still treated them as a normal, let's say, group of ships. The problem with that is I'm simply using too many of those ship miniatures. Overall, we only have 16 available for each of the players, and I think it seems I have 2 bags, and I wasn't really aware. It's clearly mentioned in the rulebooks how many ships each player has. I simply didn't read. So this final placement here should have been an actual fleet. So we are now putting a fleet token on top of this. And this time I'm really coming prepared, I guess. So I think we have 5 fleet markers, right? Yeah. So we are rolling a die. And in this case, I think, yeah, let's simply roll a 6-sided die, and I will roll off 6s in this case, and I will come to this also in a second. So that's 4. I'd use the 4th from the top. 2, 3, 4. So it's this fleet. Right now, I don't know what fleet it is. Could be anything from an assault fleet, bomb fleet, whatever, but definitely something I need to worry about rather sooner than later. So this was this piece fixed. And then another confirmation in respect to random paths that the AI is doing. Yes, I should have rolled a die in order to find out on where they are moving. So I really should have followed my intuition here. And again, this time I'm coming prepared. I have brought some more dice. That's the next comment that Channing made, and he was totally right. When I rolled 2 4-sided, of course, probability is that the middle values come up more often than the other ones. So I shouldn't really do that. So I have now at least a 12-sided, an 8-sided, and a 20-sided. So I should be covering, of course, a 6-sided as well, and I still have the 4-sided here. So in respect to random movement or placement, I should be good moving forward. I think nothing really major happened, but ultimately, yeah, I definitely need to clarify that. And then there is one more thing which I at least somewhat, I guess, forgot actually. I knew about the rule, but for whatever reason, I didn't really think about this. Whenever you start forming colonies that consist of at least 5 of these discs, and unfortunately your homeworld doesn't counter that, you can buy additional growth action. For each of these worlds, again, not your homeworld, you get to buy additional growth action during the growth phase. For each extra one, you have to spend, unfortunately, 3 victory point or destiny points. So you better make it count. But I could imagine that there will be times where I really think, oh, that makes perfect sense. I want this extra planet for whatever reason. And I can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, just by using a growth action, or basically, I think this growth action here, or develop action here, you can easily score 3 or 4 more points, for example. And I believe those were all of the goofs. So again, thanks so much for watching over me, Channing. Really do appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I think with that being said, we should be good to continue our journeys here. We will start with the genetic farmers for the movement, and that's a 2, and I will never remember what those die results are. But in this case, each ship moves to the nearest die. I think that's simple. I'm pretty sure we have rolled this die basically constantly, actually. So in this case, they will move down here. And again, I don't think that they will linger here and try to fight those folks. I'm relatively certain they will still follow their target priority, because only ever after your movement, this is when you are determining if you're fighting. So again, even though they were on the same space, there's no reason for them to whatever trigger a fight. They would be outgunned here anyway. But then it's us. And we have our assault fleet here, and I think we will totally want to go down here to Wolf 424. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. So we have moved this. This is really an actual fleet we are moving down here, which will also remove or return some more ships to the AI player, to the slavers. Up here, I think, yeah, one thing I also should have mentioned during the corrections part of this video, I was slightly incorrect. I think last video I told you when you are creating or provisioning those ships, you cannot immediately form a fleet. That's incorrect. You can also do that. It's not just at the start of your movement phase, that is, you can also do that right when you are deploy those ships. And right now there could be something worth considering, because we have an actual fleet here. I think that's a fleet with 5. So there is now not an unlikely chance that those folks will come after our Psylocks. Right now we are much better in respect to our military rank. So each of those ships basically carries 2 weapons points. So this is 8 points worth of damage. Right now this is only a 5. If this would be the assault fleet though, things would look pretty much different, because then they would outgun us. But then I do think they are not in a position to take over Psylocks, because they don't have the necessary ships to take it over, unless it's the bombing fleet, which would make their ships more efficient against taking over, conquering other planets. But if that's the case, my 4 ships will be enough to take them out. So I think my homeworld is safe for now. So I think no point in whatever changing anything right now. What else? Up here we do have, but we are not able to reach our opponents. I really would like to drive them away actually, but 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's not gonna happen. So I will not make it here. So I think I will rather stay here and protect my homeworld. If they're coming closer, I can still then debate for the next round to come. But yeah, every fight I'm winning gives me a victory point, right? Or is it 2 victory points? It's actually 2 victory points. Yeah. So that's definitely not nothing. And yeah, then there is still this question here. That's now an interesting point. Should we? We could lose Aldebaran though, because then this fleet would be enough, and yeah, these cowards will definitely try to run away. Oh, that's now an interesting one. Will I leave? It's only a relatively small planet, so I think, I could move all those ships over here, form them into a fleet. And in theory, yes, of course, I could form a dart fleet, and the dart fleet makes them, that's an interesting one actually. So I could, maybe that's what I'm going to do. Because again, the dart fleet gives us a range +1, because we have upgraded it with 1 advanced fleet tactic, it's +2. So if we are forming this, but this could then be true for all of those ships. But I think, no, let's totally do that. So let's take everything back I said earlier. At the start of my movement, I would have created a fleet. Absolutely. And I think I will... Do I need to send them all? That's the question now. No, I will do that. So I will form a fleet. I will form... Where's my dart fleet? I just had it here. All right, I will do that. So these ships are now part of a fleet. Nice. And then I will, again, they get a movement +2. 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. I could have reached them anyway. Oh, yeah. Arithmetics, huh? That's tough. But okay, it's the dart fleet. So that was my movement. Then we are moving into combat. And I think I get to choose the order of things. So I guess let's do the certain thing down here. Again, we have a group of 4. It's our assault fleet, so it's +1 per ship. So this makes it 8. And because our military is already on level 3, that's basically 2 for every ship. So it's 8 already, plus the 4 we are getting from the assault fleet. That's 12, and that's exactly enough to take those suckers out without taking any casualties myself, because my ratio is 3-1. In this case, if I decide to destroy them, I don't suffer any losses whatsoever. So that was already a great start of the movement phase. So we're returning this ship. So it's basically 4 ships we are returning to the pool. So they should be at 6 now. Really have to do some... I will count it again when I go to any potential spawning. We are not done yet. We still have this fleet versus their fleet. So we're revealing this marker, and that's the E, which is their evasion fleet. Okay, that's now really, that's annoying actually. Because no matter what, you can retreat before combat. And even the mighty slavers will consider that, but they only do that on a roll of 1, 2, 3. Again, that's my JPlay logo. That's a 1. That's my JPlay die. So 1, 2, 3, they are running away. No, they are not running away. Okay, I think I take that. I might lose. Oh, that's now a bummer. But okay, it is what it is. So we have 4 ships in here. Yeah, we could lose a lot of ships now, but I don't think that this is necessarily really a bad thing. Oh, first of all, I really shouldn't forget. I get the victory points. I just won 1 battle already, and I'm now also winning 1 battle here. So there might be a point where I'm saying I'm not going to destroy them. So again, our combat strength is 8 because of our military strength, and they have a 5. So we have 1. It's not a 3-1. So if we are now destroying 5 of their ships, I think we will lose half of it rounded up or down. Let me check that actually. And of course, it's rounded up, so not in my favor. So we are destroying this fleet, so I have to shuffle this marker back into their pile. I will do that off camera, and then I will lose all but 1 ship here. But still, it's a fleet. 1 ship can form a fleet. That's fully okay. It remains a dart fleet. I can disband this fleet basically anytime during my movement I see fit. I can also repurpose them. That's really not a problem. But for now, it's a fleet. It's still fast enough, so I can still go places with it, which I think may not be the worst thing in the world. But anyway, I have won 2 fights, but oh no, I think, no. Yeah, that was stupid. This only counts for sectors that are not my home sector. And all of these battles were in the home sector. And I think this was the main reason why I originally considered to move this fleet out towards the other ships, because then I would have gained those 2 points. But okay, not taking things back, of course, I rolled dice, but that was my movement and combat. But now it's off to the slavers. They're rolling their movement die, and it's a 5. I think we never rolled a 5 on that movement for them. And here it says all ships move to any neutral star within range. Yeah, that's not a problem, I guess. We only have 2 more hexes anyway. We have to consider for them. We will start with those, and I think this can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also still a valid target, so we're rolling a d20, and it's 1 to 4 basically. And we'll always start from top to bottom, left to right. So that's 9, 1, 4. 5 to 8. No, I think they will stay here. Hopefully I'm not messing this up again. And for this, I think it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's I think 4 they can reach. So we are rolling a d8, which is easier. 1, which is I think up here basically. So they're moving back to Procyon. Okay, I think that was their movement done. So this was much quicker, but I have taken care of some of those ships. I think it was still worth it, even though we have lost some ships ourselves. But I think that was okay. It was really okay, I guess. And then, yeah, we are moving already into the growth phase. And I think I need to take over another star, because down here we have liberated Wolf 424. We can ally with them. And then I guess we are going to research. Again, I could now decide to buy me an additional growth action for 3 victory points. And I think I will get those points right back actually. So let's do that. Again, we can do that once per level 5 system we are controlling, or which belongs to us. That is not our homeworld. Right now we have 1 of those. So yeah, I guess let's do that. So we are spending 1, 2, 3 points here in order to buy us a growth or development action. I keep forgetting what those are referred to. And I still have to decide which technology am I going to research. Do I want Stargate? Do I want robotics to get more ships out, which again could help me? Or do I go with propulsion, because then I could score my domination card here, and this could be a tempting one. If I bring this to level 3, I would score 3 points for this. This would be an extra action, right? But propulsion is not so sexy. Right now, I'm definitely tempted to go with genetics for extra growth, planet growth or star system growth. That can be extra victory points and whatnot. Robotics really going from 1 to 3 is huge, of course. This is 2 extra ships we would be getting, but I could still do that for my next round. I'm not planning to deploy new ships, so I think doing it this round would not help us. This again could help me if I want to score my card up here, and then I would get an additional card, right? That's also not a bad thing. Spirituality, nice, this remote view. In a normal game, I think more valuable. Of course, I could then check out. In military, yeah, I'm in the lead right now. And then I have to adapt anyway if the slavers will go for military. No, I've talked my way self into that. We are going with genetics. Okay then let's roll for the AI. So we are starting with the genetic farmers. So that's a 4. They're not deploying a new ship. And again, it's a 4. I'm really rolling 4s like crazy. And the slavers also roll a 4. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with those dice? And I think this worked out to be okay for me. So the genetic farmers, none of these will change the turn order. That's already important. But they will research robotics, which means we can trade with them during the trade phase. Now that's cool. That's really, really cool, because we are going to get higher on genetics. So they give us robotics, we give them genetics. That's huge, of course. They're also going for robotics, and then they will spawn ships at the center sector wormhole. Okay. Oh wow, they will really bring out a hell of a lot of ships then. But okay, first of all, it's our turn, and the easy one will be down here. So we are taking this, we are moving 3 of the discs down here into Wolf 424. We had more than enough ships there, so we have taken care of this action. This gave us 3 more victory points right off the get-go. Then I think let's simply research, which means our genetics goes up by 1, which means we're getting 2 bonus discs we can place. And again, with those bonus discs, we don't have to obey to those growth limits, which is huge. So that was this one done. And then we are doing our growth actions. So growth limit down here is 3, which means we are okay. Again, we can 1, 2, 3. It's the amount of hexes that a system is away. The same is true for Alpha Centauri here. So we can also grow that. And up here, we are getting an extra one as well. So not sure, maybe I will do 5s and then put the, basically I will make stacks of 5. Maybe that makes it easier. Then I get 2 bonus discs, and again I can place them wherever I see fit. And there are now various considerations. I could form another 5 system here, which would give me the ability to buy more growth actions. I'm really running low on victory points. Of course I could go into the minuses actually. So I think even for that I could do that. But maybe I would rather share the joy here between Aldebaran and Alpha Centauri, because with a 4, these systems now also allow me to deploy ships there if there is anywhere a need for that. So I think that was the better deal. Yeah. Let's do that. For the slavers, they will increase their robotics, which means they get a +5. So in total they get 7 ships, which is more ships than they have. So they have 6 left, which means they are forming another fleet, right? Yeah, they do that at the center sector wormhole. And they are forming a fleet. I already shuffled in the remaining one. Again, I'm rolling my die. That's a 6. I have to roll that again. That's a 1. So we take the topmost tile in here and put it on here. Again, I don't know what this fleet is. Could be anything. And it's really a huge fleet now. These are 7 ships. So those guys are definitely getting frightening. But I think that's their idea actually. And I think those were all the growth actions. Now we are going to trade. We can do that down here. So again, they are learning genetics from us, and we are learning robotics from them. I could have chosen another one. Oh, maybe. That's a good point. Should I have rolled the die actually? Should I have rolled the die? Because I was in the lead in both military and genetics. So I guess I should really roll that as well, right? So let's do that. So instead, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're taking military instead. So let me try to fix that. I think all these decisions are really randomly. So I think, yeah, they have up there, which is okay for now. Of course, I still have genetics in the lead, so I could still trade with them if they, for example, gain another level in military. Then we are scoring points. I'm still at war with 1 civilization, so we are getting 1 point. So if I now buy an extra growth action, I will go back to 0, but maybe, I think I'm relatively certain I will make it count. Then we are moving into the last Era of Darkness round, and again the genetic farmers are the starting players. So let's roll their movement die. I mean, they're rolling a 4 anyway, right? No, it's a 5 this time, which says each ship moves its full range in a random direction. Okay, I mean, it's kind of a hex-shaped board, which means we are starting up here. So this is the first slot, and that's a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're moving their full movement, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, down to Bernard Star, which is okay because I control that system, so I can still trade with them. Not too bad. I take that. I think I have to. I will take one ship out of this fleet here, and I may also want to consider to change that fleet. On the other hand, so this is now a 4 fleet, and I will take one ship out of this fleet for now. Yeah, let's do that. We are moving 1, 2 spaces onto this space. We are peeking under it. Okay, it's a planet we can take over. And this one up here says, I believe, as long as I control that planet, so this is a token that stays there, I get a +8 on my ship production. And I can colonize this planet. And I can even do that for free here. I can do that 2 more times, basically getting an extra bonus action, which has to be colonized. So that could be huge, actually. Question is, do I need to move another? Problem really is here. This would be exactly enough to whatever defend from this fleet up there, unless it's an assault fleet. No, then it's still okay. No, this is still okay. The counter assault is definitely making things better. Let's play it slow. And I think down here we are simply moving our fleet up to Silox, basically putting it into the center of the board here, just to have it ready to respond to something. And I think, yeah, we still have the Dart fleet here, which could do stuff. Where would we move the Dart fleet? Do we need a fast fleet right now, or do we simply move it here? No, I think we are moving the ship in here. It was only a 1, which means its ship is now getting transformed into an assault fleet for now. Or we are making a Dart fleet with that. Oh, that's a potential thing. Let's do that. Let's do that. So this is now a Dart fleet. We can't move the full fleet because the one ship in that fleet already has moved. So I could leave the ship behind and move the other group. But I think for now that is totally okay, I guess. Let's leave it here for now. No, those were all of my movements. There is no combat, at least not during my turn. Now we are rolling for the slavers. They're rolling a 3. And yeah, I did remember this one. All ships move as close as possible to the center hex of their sector. And I think this is really frightening. Because what this means is they are moving here. They are moving here. Can they make it? 1, 2, 3. Yes, they're all making it into this giant space. And as far as I understood, at the start of their turn, they're basically consolidating all their ships into this one giant fleet. And I think these are 10 more ships that are out here. Yes, that will be a fleet of 17. And if those guys are then marauding around the galaxy, this is really bad. I have to produce ships with my next action, with my next growth action, that is. For now, they're not doing anything harmful. And again, I still have my advanced military. So maybe that's what I need to do. Advance my military, research, and spawn ships like crazy. And again, I get a bonus action anyway for, what is it? For Narkis. Right. Yeah. But okay, that were all the movements actually. Indeed. So we're moving into the growth phase. We are spending our progenitors for our freebie thing, right? We are going to colonize Formarkis. I think it's Formarkis or Fornakis. Oh, it's I think Fornakis, but I think it's more actually. Kappa Fornakis. Okay, that's it. So that's the freebie here. We need ships. We need ships like crazy, and we also need research. I want my military up now. I think I need my military up. And again, I could buy a 4th growth action indeed, but I think I'm still limited in respect to the counters I'm using. So I could still go for another growth action here. Question is, do I want to do that? Do I gain enough from that? I think not. I think it's basically a wash, so let's not just do that. No, let's not do that just yet. We are researching military because this is actually absolutely frightening up there. And then we are rolling for our friends, the genetic farmers. And I'm really hoping they are not researching military. So that's a 6. I have to check that actually. And the slavers, that's a 4. I think we know the 4. Again, it's a 4. Are you kidding me? So that's the 6 from them. Ah yeah, they spawn one ship at a wormhole. Interesting, interesting. So they are not really researching, and the slavers are going with the 4. Yeah, we know that. Oh boy, oh boy, this would be brutal. These guys. Again, I'm not sure if I'm lucky or unlucky in this instance, because yeah, there are really other results where they basically spawn ships at all 3 wormholes, and then they will research military. So really rolling a 1 for them would be absolutely penalizing, but I think right now I'm actually in an okay shape with that. They can't change turn order up. They are already at first, so they can't do that. And then they will spawn 1 ship. So we know the drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay, another genetic farmer is coming out of this wormhole here. And then it's us. Right. The freebie up here is the easy one, right? So we are taking 1 more off here, but this is now really a cool one. We are getting +8. But luckily I checked that token again. That's actually maybe even better. It doesn't give us 8 more ships to build. It's simply a defense grid. So anyone who takes this needs 8 more ships than they would normally need in order to take this one over. So right now they really need a ton of ships, but they will have 17 ships here, and I think they will build at least 9 more ships up there at this wormhole. So this is really getting crazy, completely out of control. But yeah, we are not getting any extra ships. We did upgrade our robotics though, but through our former trade, and I think I forgot to move this over. So we're getting a +3, and the base is 7. So this is giving us 10 ships we can deploy. That's pretty good actually. And I think totally we will add those 10 ships into this fleet here. I think we have 10s actually. So that's, yeah, we have to really go crazy after them. So we're adding all 10 ships to this fleet here, which is still a counter-assault fleet. We have to see if that makes any sense or not. But that was our ship production, right? Again, we can distribute them, but I think ultimately we want to take those suckers out. Problem is we don't get any more points for that, because then we are moving into the era of light actually. That's kind of lame, but still I still think it's worth it, right? So then we are going to research our military. So we are moving in here, and we get another advanced fleet tactic. And as I'm planning to assault the slavers, I think I will put this marker here onto my assault fleet. So if I win the battle, I gain 3 extra victory points. Awesome. No, that was really, really awesome. I totally take that. And then maybe we do want to think about using our domination card. Again, we are at 7 stars right now. And I'm really not sure how soon we will get 3 more in order to get to the 10 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could go for the B condition down here though, which says we get 2 points for each 3 planets we are owning. We own 6 basically. We are rounding down here, of course. So that would be 4 points. And I think I will do that right away. I think that's now the perfect timing. So I will cash in one of my cards. I can only play up to 2. Keep that in mind. So I have done this now, but that's still 4 victory points, which is not terrible. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because I played my card before we are entering the 3rd era, I get to replace it right away, because then I could exchange it if I want to. So if that's really a crappy card. This was the card I was almost have peaked at when I moved into the era of darkness here. So let's see what this one does. That's a nasty one. Special scientific. Have 6 level in a technology field and level 5+ in another for 11 points. And I think this down here simply gives us victory points equal to our highest level we currently have, which could be 4 points when we are looking at our military level here. So that's also not bad. So I think there's no reason to take it away. And I could, again, because I only did the B side or the B section of this card, I could still go for the A section here. If I would have done the A section here, then in this case, yeah, I wouldn't be allowed to do that again. So no, I think that's okay. I think I'm not going to trade this one in. It's definitely 4 points, and maybe we can even make it to 5 points. That's really not terrible. Not terrible at all. But I think, yeah, we are not trading, or we can't really trade because we are, yeah, there's nothing to trade from the genetic farmers. We are still at war though with one civilization, so we get that point, and then we are moving into the era of light again. This again symbol mean if I wouldn't have played my domination card, I would now draw my second one. And I think this game really takes a lot of thinking. I will stop my playthrough here. So in the next video we will basically finish the gameplay in 2 more eras of light. Maybe let's have a quick look at the scoring condition. Again, STO players will score points, and this is also somewhat of an odd duck, which says if you are researching your spirituality in that round and at that point have more spirituality than the other players that have also researched spirituality, you basically score 7 points minus your level. So I could really score an immense amount of victory points from that. So I think this should be my prime goal. I can really score an awful lot of points from those. Of course, they could all go for spirituality. They will all do that actually. I think even the slavers, only to level 4 though, but still they can do that. But yeah, I think I can really score a lot of points with that way. Awesome. No, this is something I definitely needed to get me at least closer to, what was it, 70 points or so. I'm at 8. I have 29 points here. I have 2 more rounds. I need growth actions like grades. So basically I need growth and spirituality research. I think that's the only thing I need to do in order to make it there. Keep in mind the top row gives me 2 points per disc I'm removing. So that's definitely still worth something. But yeah, there's definitely still something frightening. And yeah, of course, I totally forgot. That's bad. I shouldn't have forgot. They're also researching their robotics. So they're now getting a +7. So it's 7, so 9 ships they are spawning, which is easily going here. I think it's still going to the center wormhole, and then we still have to roll the die which fleet. Now I'm using my 8-sided die. That's the 7, which is basically the bottommost fleet. Again, we don't know what this is, but of course the probability that we have the assault fleet or the bombing fleet out there is now significantly higher, obviously. That's brutal. But I think, yeah, with that being said, I'm really looking forward to the final episode of this playthrough here. Again, sorry for all the goofs I'm doing, sorry for all the ramblings and thinking out loud, but I'm learning the game as I go. I'm making terrible decisions, I keep forgetting rules, so really apologies for that. But I'm very much enjoying the journey so far. I can really see the appeal, and again, the replayability can be endless. Next time we are using completely different sector tiles, next time we're using a different civilization here. The dice rolls for those eyes will be different. We might end up with a different galactic galactic story tile here. We will get other domination cards, that is. It's really a lot of things that are going on here. Maybe one thing I've noticed, the exploration aspect in this game is maybe something which I could see would be a nice addition. Of course, I see it makes the game a little, maybe even more random. Yes, we have those alien relics here, for example, those artifacts, those are always nice. But if I now compare this to Ascendancy, Star Trek Ascendancy, for example, I really love these exploration cards. And right now with some of the expansion, there's a ton of stuff. No, it's pure chaos, and typically it's very penalizing if you are the player that always draws the red cards, for example. But still, this is in a game like this, having to do some more exploration or the feel of exploration. I think that's something I typically enjoy. But still saying I'm definitely enjoying my playthrough here for sure. So again, looking forward to the next and last episode. Before I forget, huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. You guys are really truly amazing. appreciate your support a big deal. If you want to support my little channel here, you will find a link to my page on Patreon. You can join me here directly on YouTube. There's a little join button. There's also a little thanks button next to the join button, or relatively close to the join button as far as I can remember, for a small or not so small donation. Apart from that, like and subscribe, leave a comment. This also greatly helps the channel, of course. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.